Dr. Kerkar, it's great to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about the latest at Desert Regional and Tenet Health as the county continues to report cases and hospitalizations.
Well, the possibility of control and eradication of current global pandemic of the SARS-CoV is now a distinct reality because of the vaccines that have been approved recently, which have shown, that they are safe and effective in preventing 95% of cases of COVID. So this is the silver lining on the, cloud that we have had now for 9 to 10 months since March of 2020.
You focused on public trust in the vaccine. Do you believe that most of the public here in the Valley would be willing to take the vaccine when it does become available?
So, I think that first of all, vaccines are only as good as the ability to be accepted by everyone. But winning the faith and the trust in vaccines depends on the credibility of all of us. In the healthcare system, the doctors, the nurses, the pharmacists, the people that could step up, educate themselves first and each other to then calm the fears of vaccine. These two vaccines, the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines, are based on the messenger RNA platform. And they, in the phase 3 trials, were given to close to 40 to 50,000 volunteers. What they did at the end of about 4 or 5 months was find out that there were about 100 plus cases of COVID. They unblinded the vaccinated and the placebo group. And what they found was that the vaccinated group had only 5 cases, whereas the unvaccinated or the placebo group had 95 and upwards cases. And what that proved is that it has amazing protection against getting COVID infection.
So the bottom line, Dr. Kerkar, are there any risks with getting this vaccine? And I'm also talking about pregnant women and people with severe allergies.
Now, allergies are something that, people who have severe allergies, they do have a caution, but all of the 40,000 volunteers actually did not report any life-threatening side effects. This is very important because we know at least as much as we could know at this point, and now we have to go on the faith. And to illustrate this, I just want to point out that when Dr. Salk discovered the polio vaccine, which prevented infantile paralysis, before they knew that it was definitely working, 70 million moms with their children in tow had lined up. That was the Million March of the dimes, And so a lot of it has to be filtered through all the, things we know can cause confusion, mistrust. So this is a very important thing we have to overcome, the mistrust and the faith in vaccines.
Part 2 now of my interview with Dr. Kerkar on the safety of the vaccine. How do you and your peers plan to win more public trust in the vaccine? What needs to happen?
Well, first of all, we have to educate ourselves. We have to learn about, and we have to step up as the ones who can say, look, I have taken it. I'm planning to take it this week, whenever it's available. And again, I'm talking about it to as many people every day as I can, whether it's, my family or friends or my circle of individuals in the hospital and elsewhere. Um, it must take time, but we must do this. This is everybody's duty. We have to do it um, to encourage and calm fears. Um, it is very important. And we have to look back at the history. I think history tells us a lot more than what we can predict for the future.
I'm curious, Dr. Kerkar, if not enough people take the vaccine, what could happen? Would that push the timeline of us recovering further from this pandemic?
I think that, there are some things we will continuously be doing is researching, other ways in treatment and prevention, which, should never stop. But with this being one most powerful tool, it is definitely something we have to continue to try to gain trust um, in the process of, the next few months at least.
And Dr. Kerkar, you've been named as a fellow of the Infectious Diseases Society of America. Congratulations. And tell us about this honor.
Well, I think that, I'm just overwhelmed and appreciative. I want to say that I love our community here, Palm Springs, the Coachella Valley. And I hope that, I can walk the walk of success with everybody, because it isn't for me to walk alone. This path is for everyone to be onto it. And hopefully I can earn their trust and faith in the vaccines, which I think will get us through.
All right. Dr. Kerkar, as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us, and congrats again.
Thank you.